Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Brain Muffin at the Movies. And here I came across an article that is very interesting. This is going to be a very odd layout. Now, this is on the Daily Mail's webpage, and if you notice, if I resize the browser, it resizes the images and everything. So I'm doing my best to keep this within the confines of what would be decent on YouTube. In particular, considering I typically only these at 720, but 30 frames per second. So, but we'll see what the size of this one ends up being when I'm done. I found this very interesting because this so far in the Daily Mail is the only place I've seen this mentioned. And this is Daisy Ridley. Apparently, they've got some pictures from her GQ layout. I don't know if this is new or old or whatever. More recently, I've seen her looking more puffy, but I looked like a skeleton was becoming a ghost. Daisy Ridley reveals her health suffered so much during Star Wars promo trail. She developed holes in the wall of her gut. Now, that sounds pretty serious. Now, this is recent. So I'm going to, at least so far, I think this is for the new movie. What I don't understand is the comments thing keeps coming up over and over and over again, and we'll get to the comments as well. And then there's these weird artifacts like this image here that I don't understand that looks like, is it Kate Middleton? I don't know who that is, but Daisy Ridley has revealed she developed holes in the wall of her gut. So that'd be leaky gut, I think, right? Due to stress caused from playing Rey on Star Wars: Last Jedi. The actress 27, who reprised her role in upcoming sequel, The Rise of Skywalker, admitted she felt like a skeleton was becoming a ghost during her promotional trail for the space opera. It's not really a space opera anymore. It's just really episodes. In the interview with British GQ, the screen star revealed she eventually took a 6-month sabbatical from work when she chilled the F out and enjoyed a relaxed pace of everyday life, which I can understand. I mean, there's been a lot of reshoots, a lot of rumors flying around about this movie. I saw an image. There's a picture that they've had, and Anthony Daniels is part of this, the cast. Their reaction, I guess they've seen the movie now, in the reaction to the end, and you had John Boyega and what's the guy that plays Poe Dameron? Golly, it's going to escape my head. They're turning away. Anthony Daniels looks like what? Daisy is the only one that seems she kind of seems ashamed, and then one of the actresses, I forget her name, I can't remember what her character is. She's the black chick riding the horses. She's like shocked. Kelly Marie Tran looks like, what the heck? Basically, none of them are good. None of them are clapping. None of them are applauding. So if the cast is reacting in this manner, I'm expecting this to just be an absolute crap fest. Reflecting on the challenging period, the Peter Rabbit star explained, I saw a picture of me at the London premiere and I was so skinny and my skin was terrible. London premiere of what? I don't know. Did I miss something? Because the movie hasn't premiered unless she's talking about previously. My body was effed up. I got tests done and it turned out my body was taking in no nutrients. My body was taking in no nutrients. I was just like a little skeleton and I was tired. I was becoming a ghost. Okay, we've said that already. And see, this is what I'm saying. Right in the middle of stuff is this other nonsense. I don't go to the Daily Mail very often, so this might be normal for the website. I don't know. Okay, finally, the right work-life balance. The TV and film star added. Only finally finding. Good God, it'd help if I would read what was there. I just needed to be at home and chill the F out. Honestly, I'm not going to say the F bombs in here. But I'm glad she talks that way. And just being in London, it was so nice not having to rush everything through. Like, I love washing my clothes. I love doing the wash. But when you're doing tons, you've got to smash it all in one day. This was, oh my God, I'm going to do a load today, every day. It was lovely. You got to smash it. That's interesting. Tough period. The actress 24 minutes. She's okay. Yeah, in late 2017. So this would have been The Last Jedi. Did it say The Last Jedi? I completely missed it. I am a bit of an old buffoon because I said Rise of Skywalker. Okay, playing Rey, The Last Jedi. Well, yeah, I can understand that because that movie was so bad. Mark Hamill was telling us how bad it was before it came out. Started going on YouTube again. I was like, you know what? The world didn't stop turning. It's really fine. It was everybody else making me feel like this was terrifying that made it so terrifying. What? All right, I'm going to do a load. I'm going to smash my laundry. I started going on the tube again. Golly. You know what? The world didn't stop turning. It's really fine. It was everybody else making me feel like this was terrifying that made it so terrifying. Okay. For so long, I was so scared to say to anyone, it's not all good all the time. Well, that's fine. Because you know what? It's not all good all the time. It isn't. And I can say that now. Say no. Now I think I'm very nicely balanced. Now, some people are going to misinterpret this, but young people, I've encountered this even in developers, and I was in the same boat, especially when you're 20s and maybe early 30s. You're trying to find your way. You're trying to fit in. You're trying to forge your look, your being, your whatever. And being able to say no is very important because you're afraid to say no. If you're afraid to say no, you're going to get fired, you're going to get dismissed, and you're never going to work again. And this is true in Hollywood. It's probably true in just about every walk of life because you don't have any background to speak of, right? You've just started basically. But getting to be able to say no is extremely powerful. And some people get into their 40s before they get empowered to say no. So this is actually pretty good. She's 27 and has finally been able to say no. Daisy felt refreshed after her break and was excited to return to work on the final Star Wars movie until it comes out. She said, I was so healthy. I was there. I was just enjoying it. With this one, I had such a great time. So I wonder, because the Last Jedi, she looks okay. And then there's certain scenes where she looks really puffy. And this actually led me to investigate if she was perhaps pregnant. I know I don't remember if she got married or I know she has a serious boyfriend if not married. So, personal life aside, a couple of years in between, you get pregnant near the end of production, you can have a child and be on your way. But some women react to pregnancy in very different ways. But it turns out she had an illness, and this may be what people were referring to. But there was something that and you can go back and check out my video on that. Because apparently there were rumors from several years ago even that she was pregnant. And so I wondered if that was the case. So it wasn't. But maybe this was the cause because that was after Last Jedi. And I noticed in Last Jedi she seemed puffy. Like this scene she seemed, there's ones with Kylo too where it just, and I don't know if those were reshoots or what. But maybe it was when she bounced back. Work-life balance. And okay, so then we have another picture of her. Where is this? Looking nice in a dress. Okay, so this is the thing. We have even more article. Elsewhere in the interview, Daisy told how she believes her Star Wars character is so popular because she is a well-drawn person who is struggling with things and can't imagine playing her after the upcoming film. That is all fantasy. Her character is not popular. Now, I know there was a bunch of cosplayers there that somehow I missed at Celebration that were in her, but she has nowhere near the popularity Leia does. Her toys don't sell. The merchandise doesn't sell for anybody. The Kylo Ren is probably the best-selling part of the new merchandise, and I want to say Poe Dameron is the next, and then it's a huge drop-off. Even Finn isn't that popular, and her character is one of the least popular of the major characters. I mean, there's minor characters no one cares about too. She also gave thoughts on the royal family, the British royal family. I mean, she doesn't massively care about them. I don't either. Speaking about Rey again, playing Rey again in the future, she said it felt like an end. I can't actually imagine it right now. I don't know what will happen in however many years. Probably nothing. Disney's probably going to boot these things, and they're going to do more Star Wars movies, but they're not going to be part of a saga. While Rey has often described as a strong character by no one, Daisy believes it's the character struggles. She has no struggles. That's the problem. She has no struggles. Everything comes easy to her. This is not Leia. Okay, let's compare her to Leia's struggles, right? Leia's captured. She's tortured. She doesn't crack. She watches her home planet get destroyed. And she resides to hold the secrets. She's not going to give up. She's just going to die, right? She doesn't seek out, rescue, because her part of the mission she believes is done. She, got the droid as close to Kenobi as she could, and it was up to Kenobi to go on, knowing that R2, believing, we didn't have any background on why she believed that, but she definitely believed R2 could find Kenobi and proceed with the mission. She then gets rescued by a couple buffoons that she realizes are buffoons. She's a strong leader, takes over her own rescue within seconds. Within seconds is insulting both of them, and then Han Solo's, that says, I don't know if I'm starting to like her. I'm going to kill her. Cause it's really that's a strong female character. She's a little less strong in Empire. They kind of make her a little bit dowdy. But she's the one giving the orders, leading the assault. When the Empire strikes back, as it were, on Hoth, she is making sure people are getting to their escape shuttles. And she's one of the last to leave, if not the last to leave, the command center. So, which is where Han finds her trapped, because she stays till beyond the last possible second. Rey has none of those struggles. She loses nothing. She knows about her parents. The worst thing happens is Kylo insults her in The Last Jedi. And we don't know what's going to happen in Rise of Skywalker. Now, if you compare it to Luke, Luke gets the snot beat out of him several times. He loses an arm, and he has to really come to grips with himself before he rises to being a Jedi in the last one. Now, he does make the 1 in a million shot, but it's established that's really his own, being a good pilot and a good shot for that is his own real skill. He's a farm boy, doesn't really know other things of the world. I believe Leia's a better shot. When he shoots a few times, misses. He gives the blaster to Leia when they're stuck at the chasm. She shoots both of the stormtroopers, the ones he missed. So, so she's not a strong character, and she doesn't have struggles. So that's part of the problem. And that's why people don't like Rey at all. Now, I have Daisy, for all I can tell, is a very nice person. I don't have anything against the actors. I think the character is horribly written, and that's a problem. She elaborated, there's an interesting conversation that's beginning with this word's use of strong. It's not because Rey is strong that she's amazing. It's all the complexities of a human. It's because she's a well-drawn person who is struggling with things. We just had that. She has no struggles. That is the problem. She's too perfect, and everyone instantly loves her. That is the Mary Sue complex. She is the princess who is a lie. Daisy teased this Rise of Skywalker, saying it was difficult not to get upset during the emotional final scene, and she kept crying after director J.J. Abrams called cut. And I covered that months ago, and then, of course, they did a zillion reshoots. The London native also discussed her thoughts on the royal family. We already saw this. She's not a royalist, and okay. This article is just jumping all like in big loops. I'm going to tell you something so shocking for Americans, but not Brits. I am not massively care about the royal family. I'm not a royalist. Buckingham Palace is great, but it's an unused building, isn't it? The other day, there was a story that the Queen uses 6 rooms in the palace. 6. How's that a good thing? It's a prime real estate. Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of... You're swerving into communist territory there, Daisy. The Rise of Skywalker takes place a year after the events of the last... a year? Okay, so... The entire saga is going to take place over, 12 and a half months? Considering the first 2 take place in a week? That's just stupid. Meanwhile, the ancient conflict between the Jedi and the Sith reaches its climax, bringing the Skywalker saga to an end. The Skywalker saga, it ended in 83, sorry. With a whopping $205 million in its opening. Okay, that's the Rise of Skywalker will be released. It's projected. That $205 million is not a whopping, not for a Star Wars movie. That is horrible. Here's the thing. Tickets are still available opening night. Around here, theaters aren't even half full so far. So if they get some really good trailer, really good news or something, I think it'll fill up. But it's insane. Whereas Avengers Endgame, within minutes, you couldn't buy tickets anywhere, and or hardly anywhere. I mean, I know some guys that went and see it, but they had to get on to a theater all the way across on the other side of town. It's a bit more rural area, and they barely had tickets available. This one still has tickets available, and it's been, a month or longer? The tickets have been out. While still a massive opening, it would be a lowest debut of the trilogy. Yep. Behind Star Wars, 200 and then 220. Yeah, people were optimistic about The Last Jedi, and man, did it fall. The largest fall in Star Wars history between week 1 and week 2. Whereas the original just kept climbing. I mean, A New Hope was in theaters. Well, Star Wars was in theaters for months. Although this movie will bring this epic to an end, it was already ended. Again, there's still more stories set in the galaxy. Yeah, we know that. They're going to milk it for all they got to find some good stories. Now, The Mandalorian has got some good reviews. People who have been very critical of the Disney Trilogy, or the Disney sequel trilogy, or the DT as it's become known. A lot of it's around Kathleen Kennedy hiring and firing people at will. She's now fired more people than she's allowed to make movies. Before they backed out, they didn't back out; they were fired. But I think these, Benioff and Wise were buffoons anyway. They were fine with Game of Thrones as long as they had good material to pull from. And as soon as they had to do it on their own, they sucked at it. There's full feature. Okay. 2020, January, February issue. Okay. So, and the newsstands, Friday, the 6th of December, which will be in a few days. So I think who is this? Is this Kate Middleton? I don't remember. Okay. So now we just have, all right. So let's go back to the comments. I'm really interested to see because a lot of the problems with Rey is she's a very poorly written, horrible, weak woman. Female character. Personally don't like her as an actress, but I have to admit she is really stunning. Some of these photos, yep, she okay. Hope she okay. Just like okay. I'm so sorry to work for millions. but that's a lot of stress. All that travel and knowing people don't like. I mean, imagine I don't know who this T Smith 1234 is, but imagine people take to the internet and Twitter and social media to tell you how much they hate your work. And call you stupid and a bunch of names. Just imagine that, okay? And see how you deal with it. She must be a completely different person in the mirror because she was never skeleton thin. Actually, at one point, with that hideous orange hair, she was a bit chubbier. Was getting a bit chubbier. Even people speculated she might be pregnant. Oh my gosh! I was one of those people. I wonder if this person saw my video. I know the articles were out there as well because I read some articles about it. Why would it be shocking for Americans to know she's not a royalist? I'm shocked that there are Americans who are royalists, really. As a full-time nurse, personal trainer, wife, and mom of amazing. Okay, I would love even 3 weeks off. Never mind 6. Yeah. I'm struggling to find what struggles characters gone through. That's one of the greatest mistakes of the Disney trilogy. There we go. Phantom Menace fan. The lead character is a wooden and boring, someone who's never had to fight for anything, and it's all just there for her on a plate. Now, she does fight for stuff on Jakku. That's the thing that's, she fights to keep the droid. She's definitely being taken advantage of with the parts that she's been scavenging. But that's it. Once her adventure starts, everything just is given to her. She gets the lightsaber, right? She gets, she pulls the lightsaber from Kylo. Okay, so maybe she had to fight Kylo for but she gets the Millennium Falcon. She gets all these things, one thing after another. She gets the hug from Leia. She can do it all. No training, no experience, no character arc. It's not the actress's fault. That's true. It's Disney's obsession with making the female lead all powerful. There's no weight or emotional connection. You just know she's going to win at everything. That's true. That is true. And I can't scroll down anymore and keep it in view all comments and replies. Will this take me to another website that's completely different? Well, I've got the full screen in here. Wow, this took me to the same article, I think. But oh my God, get rid of the PayPal. I cannot get rid of the ad. I don't have ad blocker. Oh my goodness, I can't even scroll. Oh my goodness, now I got video. This is what I hate. I really hate modern websites. Yeah, I guess that was just excerpts. I don't know what that was. This is the dailymail.uk. Same pictures, but in a format that actually makes a bit more sense. And I'm going to kill the video you can't see off screen. And now my phone's ringing. Go away, spammers. I think it's pretty much the same. No, this has got a little bit different. So I guess this was a synopsis of some sort. But anyway, this actually has some other pictures, but it's more or less the same. So I don't know what this is. I have no idea. But so there you go. I had previously done some articles about some possible health problems that Daisy was having, and I can understand the pressure. And it treats people differently. People react differently to stress. I'm not going to be all high and mighty and say, well, you work for millions. Yeah, but she also has to be gone for quite a while, travel all over the world. And, most likely, unless she has another role that does very, very well for her, this will probably be the highest paid gig she has in her life. So imagine being 27 and essentially being near the end of your career. She's an okay actress. I've seen her in some other things. She's decent. I think she has the look to be in a lot of period pieces. She reminds me of Jane Seymour in many, many ways. She doesn't have, Jane was petite but somewhat voluptuous for that petite frame. Daisy doesn't have that, but she does have a look that I think would be good in period pieces where, part of what, just as far as set design and the way she looked in at least the trail for the Orient Express, I thought she has that classic look, and that's I guess what I'm trying to say. But I think she's a decent actress. I don't think she's horrible, but I would like to see her in a role that has a bit more weight, has a better written character than this crap that she's been given by Disney, and see how well she does. Because we've had very few leading women who have done well over various movies. Gina Davis kind of popped that bubble with the Pirates. What was that? I can't remember. The biggest bomb in cinematic history. But it was also poorly written. So you can only blame the actor or actress so much. A lot of it's the writing's horrible, the direction's horrible. If the director and the actor don't, understand each other very well, they won't be able to pull more out of the actor than a more competent. Well, I shouldn't say competent, but more connected. Really, it's making that connection and understanding what people are doing. But anyway, I'm glad she's recovering, and I do agree with some of the comments that, yeah, she started to look very puffy and people thought she was pregnant. I've never seen her look skinny, but I'd have to go find some images of the London premiere of The Last Jedi. But again, a lot of it's is positive body image. If she, but at least she saw that she was skinny, and then probably, her hormones out of balance. She starts eating again the wrong stuff. So many women eat low fat diets, which just screws with their hormones. That'll make them puffy. You got to get more fat in your diet. And I think she's vegan or vegetarian, which is also going to be starting to affect her health very, very soon. So she gets into her 30s and will be it'll be negative impact on her health. She's got to get some the right kind of beef and other things, corn-fed, that type of stuff. Stay away from all that hormonal injection nonsense and steroids and all that. We do a lot of stupid things when our meat supply, even chickens and stuff like that, is just stupid. But I'm glad she's feeling better. And so what do you think? Do you empathize with her a little bit? Do you connect in any way? Do you still don't care because it's Daisy Ridley and you just a hater? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for subscribing. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. I want to do so much more with this channel, and I really appreciate your support because every little bit helps. Share out everywhere. Share links on social media. I really like seeing. You don't necessarily have to tag me, but I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later. Goodbye.